say ladies and gentlemen, but then I realized that that is not inclusive. I had never thought about that before. I just realized that. That just hit me. Anyways, that's not what this is about today. It's just me today. Hi, I'm Hanna. And you probably already know by the title and by the length of this that today is not a regular episode. And I'm actually just here to tell you that. I'm really just here to let you know that we are going to take a 1-week break. We're planning to be back next week. And it's nothing that you need to worry about. It's really just life that happened. Megan is already operating from a really full plate, and then some things happened and she needed to rearrange. So she came up to me and said, I just can't. I need a 2-week break. I cannot do the podcast. I need a break. And we figured it out. We still had one episode pre-recorded that we aired last week. We actually did have another one that we recorded a long time ago. But for some reason, the files were, I don't know, something happened. I couldn't use it. So here I am, recording this little thing for you. And I actually wanted to share something with you because this situation and the way Megan handled it and the way she communicated it to me inspired me. And I wanted to try to compactly share that with you. So, 2 things. A, just the fact that she looked at the situation and analyzed what was happening and checked in with herself and realized this is too much and I'm not taking good care of myself if I do all the things. I need to take things off of my plate because I'm not doing okay with all of this. That was the first thing that I was like, this is huge. And I feel like we need to talk more about that in our society because we are, I feel like this is my perception, that we're so conditioned that we have to do all the things and that we have to do all the things great and that no one can know if we're not doing okay and that it's considered as a weakness to say, I'm not doing too hot and I don't want to do this thing. Even more if it's something that you previously said yes to and then come back and say, actually, I can't, or I don't want to, or however you want to phrase it. So I wanted to share this part to encourage you to do that, to check in with yourself and be honest first with yourself, and then also to go out and communicate to the people that are affected by that you're in a relationship with, may it be any kind of relationship, and address that and just say, this is where I'm at right now. This is how I'm doing. This is how I'm feeling generally and about this thing or these things. And I need to change something to be okay again or to have joy. And this is the next thing I wanted to talk about. Megan said, we could pull something off, but A, and was the first part, that would just ruin me a little bit. I'm not doing okay. And B, I wanna like the things we do. I wanna enjoy doing the things. We enjoy doing this podcast so much. And if we had pushed through this, then that would have not been fun. So I was inspired by her saying that we could pull something off, but I want to like the things that we put out, and I want to enjoy myself. And that, I realized, is something that is really important to me too. After she said that and I felt so inspired by it, I took a look at myself and my situation and the things that I'm doing, and I realized that I also might have started one too many projects recently, and might need to take a step back because I get overwhelmed sometimes, and then I don't enjoy myself as much doing every single thing. And that has a huge influence. It's not the word I'm looking for, but I'm going to use it because I don't remember the other word, and Megan is not here to help me. Dang it. Okay. Impact. That's the word. If I don't enjoy myself doing something, then that's going to have a huge impact on the result of that thing. So it's really just beneficial to then maybe not do the thing and do it later. Because then the things that I am doing, and how many times have I said thing now? The things that I am doing with joy, and I am doing with a full cup of energy. And then the result is going to be great. And I'm going to feel good about the result and not regret and think maybe, oh, I could have done better. Or more importantly, I wanted to do better. Because it's really, at least to me, it's really more about how I feel about the things that I put out than how it's perceived from the outside. Because it's all energy, right? The way I feel about something influences heavily the way it's going to be perceived by others. And while we're on that topic, this is actually something I do with my clients. So in case you don't know, I'm a coach, and it's usually the first thing I do in the first session with my clients to look at, I invite them to look at all the different aspects in their life. I have a pretty model that I use, and I have them draw, so it's a little bit more fun, and you have it, anyways, it doesn't matter. We look at all the different aspects in their lives and look at them separately, and I ask them how fulfilled they feel in this aspect of their life on their personal scale of 100% fulfillment. And then the second question I ask about this particular sector of their life is, how important is this one for you? Like, how important is it to you that you feel fulfilled in this aspect? And the aspects could be like my work life, my financial situation, my partnership, the relationship with my friends, with my family, my surroundings, what else? My social engagement, what I mean by that, my, what's the word? Philanthropy? What else? My fitness, my health. There's 12 or 13 on my personal chart. I can't think of all of them right now. It doesn't matter. We look at all of them separately, and then when we're done with that, we zoom out and take a look at the whole thing. And then we look at the parts that are more fulfilled and those that are less fulfilled, and we talk about what can you do for the parts that are less fulfilled, like what's missing for you. Why do you not feel as fulfilled here? And what do you need in order to get to that And then when you work on one aspect, it's always going to have an influence on all of the other aspects. So, and often in these coachings, at least one of the points on their strategy that my clients come to is taking a step back on one particular thing. And sometimes it's on more than one thing, but usually it's at least one thing. They say, I want to take a step back on this thing. And that then has a huge impact on the whole wheel. It's a wheel that we draw together. I feel like I'm rambling. I just felt like sharing that this is the really powerful thing, to zoom out a little bit and look at your life. First, look at all the single parts, because then it's easier. If you're just looking at the whole thing, you're not going to see all the little details and you're going to feel overwhelmed. Probably, maybe not. But most likely you're going to feel overwhelmed and be like, well, I don't know. And if you take one thing at a time and look at everything separately, then it's going to be a little bit easier to analyze the situation and also come to action steps, come up with solutions. And by the way, of course I'm going to say this, but even before I worked as a coach, I always said, and I'm a firm believer, that this is great to do with someone else, to do with the coach. But it's also something that you can totally do by yourself. And now I just lost myself here. It's so weird doing this by myself. Megan, I miss you. I like it so much to do this with someone else. Anyways. Yeah. So I just wanted to invite you to check in with yourself and remind you that it's okay to step back, to say no to things. Even if you said yes in the first place, and then you come back and say, actually, I don't want to do it. And that might be something you volunteered for at your kid's school. That might be a meeting with a friend that you set up. That might be a new task at work that you said yes to and then realize, actually, it's too much and it will have an influence on the work I'm already doing. That's going to suffer. So I prefer not doing this new additional thing. It might be that you don't iron your clothes anymore or don't iron all of them because it just takes too much time and energy. It can be the littlest thing that can have a huge influence. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. We are planning to be back with another episode next week. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for listening.